Okay, thank you, Geeta.
Hariom, I am the self, just as the sky is untouched by clouds, the lotus untouched by water, and the stones unaffected by fear and sorrow. In the same way, I am untouched by the clouds of mental distractions, untouched by the waters of attachment, and unaffected by the sorrows of the world. Though forming an integral part of the lamp, the flame transcends the lamp, its oil, its wick, and its confinement, and in its luminous state cannot be tied to fetter even by strongest of ropes. In the same manner, the vision of the self arising out of the striving aspirant transcends and confines of body, karmas, and desires, and becomes the shining essence behind all that exists. You are free from all forms of bondage. I am ever free. What I have to do with karmas, desires, and the limited senses? Can the sky be fettered? Can the illumined mind be affected by the miseries of the world? Because once he's realized that he is God and he just, whatever to do with the desires and senses and karmas, because it's beyond, he's already realized the self. So he's in a different state. So he just beyond all this.
Yeah. So once you realize it, that you have attained to that infinite bliss state, and there's nothing more to desire, and so that state beautifully is compared to a, a flame that you cannot tie it or grasp it. So the same way as the sky. And so, just like in 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the same way the Lord compares the thing to the sun. The sun is shining far away and is not affected by what happens on the earth. The same way as the sky, everything is happening in the sky, but nothing touches the sky. Same way, whatever happens in this individual BMI, in the world, or nothing affects the pure Atman, which is all pervading. Okay, Ratnam, I want to continue, please.
The body can be torn to pieces, but the self is ever indestructible. A part can be broken to pieces, but the ether within the part defies all destructive forces. Nature, Prakriti, presents enjoyments. The mind accepts them, and the body suffers from the miseries resulting from these enjoyments. The self apparently becomes involved in the world through its illusory identification with the body. But when proper inquiry is practiced, the taintless nature of the self is realized. What I have to do with the pleasure of these senses, and likewise, what I have to do with the miseries of the world. Let the condition of prosperity and adversity continue to alternate like the rising and falling of waves. How can they affect me, who am like the ocean of fullness? So here Prahalada is reflecting how he is also the self, and realized fully he is aware of it, and then comparing himself to the
You talk a little louder, Amma.
Okay. So he has really is the Prahalada with his deep reflection realized that he is the Brahman, and reflecting on all this and understanding what this world can do, but everything is in me. I am everything. Hari Om.
Yeah, you can see how beautifully the contemplation of Prahlada is going on. Okay. Only the appearance that the self is involved with the identified with the body and the world. But on proper inquiry, you realize that Atman is completely free. And so once you realize, sees that state, then you realize, hey, all these pleasures of the world is just uh, like a for a teenager, all the little toys of the childhood are nothing. The same way that for the realized person, all these worldly pleasures are actually like sorrow, the boring. But at the same time, when you see a realized person like Chinmay Swamiji, people like that, then they continue to play the drama as if that they enjoying the food you cook, or they enjoying the flowers, they enjoying the beautiful scenery and all that. But inside they know that everything is just transitory, comes and goes. Okay. Sarvesh ji, you want to continue, sir? Next three paragraphs.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, sir.
Let numerous desires of the mind drift in the vastness of the self, even like the clouds in the vast sky. They do not touch me, and I am not affected by them. I have destroyed the enemy in the form of ignorance, which had robbed me of discriminative intellect, Viveka. But now, by the grace of Lord Vishnu, I have recovered my Viveka and have attained the knowledge of the self. The power of knowledge has driven away the evil spirit of egoism that abide in the body for a long, long time. Now the tree of my body is decked with the beauteous blooms of divine virtues, for it is no longer possessed by the evil spirit of egoism.
Want to comment?
Yeah, Prahalada is describing how the ignorance had robbed his discriminative intellects, and that now, with the grace of Lord Vishnu, he gained it back. And the numerous desires of the mind in the cloud have not should not be touching him anymore. And that the power of knowledge is describing that is has driven the evil spirit of ego away from the body for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. So the ego is because of our ignorance. When the ignorance is destroyed, all the effects of the ignorance are automatically destroyed. And so once you have realized that, then naturally all the divine virtues that Lord Krishna talks about in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, all of them are automatically present in that realized person. That's the reason sadhakasya sadhanani and what is that other one? For realized person, whatever these virtues, they are the sadhanas for the sadhaka. So that's why those divine virtues we have to continue to practice so that we can come to the same state as Prahlad. So Shobhanama here today. No. And Sirishama. Sudhirji, you want to continue, sir?
Hari Om. Yes. Having attained the boundless treasures of discriminative knowledge, the long lingering poverty in the form of delusion has vanished. Now I abide in the Supreme Self. I have seen all that is to be seen, I have known all that is to be known. I have attained all that is to be attained. There is nothing more that remains to be accomplished by me. I have attained that spiritual land wherein evil does not exist. Snake in the form of sense objects are extinct. The mirage of desires has vanished. The mist of delusion has been dispelled, and the four directions are free of the dust of distractions. Here, under the shade of spiritual wisdom, I enjoy supreme peace. I have attained the self by adoring Lord Vishnu, by praying to him, and by the practice of mental serenity and the spiritual observances. And here, actually, uh, Prahlada is actually just after once he attained that self with the help of uh, with the grace of the Lord Vishnu, and he recovered his Viveka, and he is actually contemplating on that, and he just, I mean, I would say these are all maybe some of the qualities of a realized man is actually explained it here, and is he is there is the and, this the for him, the sense objects are actually not desirable, and all the desire is actually vanished, and delusions are actually gone, and no distractions, and he is actually in supreme peace. So here, I think Prahlada is actually in a way is actually explaining the what is it called result of or else once you realize. When you realize it, right? That's what I understood.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not that the desirable objects around are not there. It's not that the miseries of the world are not there. But once you realize it, all of them do not affect the person because he understands the illusory nature, transitoriness of all those things, and his body identification is completely gone. So beautiful. Uma, Shankar, you want to read, Amma?
Yeah. By the grace of Lord Vishnu, the imperishable egoless self has been realized by me as my very true nature. In the dark forest of vasanas, subtle desires, there are many crevices wherein the snakes of desires dwell. There are also many pits in the form of repeated births and deaths, and many thorny bushes in the form of cravings. The forest is noisy due to the voices of so many unfulfilled desires. Furthermore, the forest is on fire, and thieves take advantage of the opportunity to rob the soul of all its wealth in the form of spiritual qualities.
Go ahead
The
and read one
bitter,
more.
the bitter enemy ego has spread its snares consisting of numerous adversities and prosperities of life. For so long I have been tormented by this dark forest, but now the sun of wisdom shines in my heart. The enemy ego has fled, and the forest has disappeared along with all its glamour and confusion.
Yeah. Need to comment?
Yeah, he said, saying that like in the forest there are so many like a thorny bush in the form of cravings, and there are pits and repeated births and all. So, and then with the ego, it has, he says it has fled from all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So just like in a forest, you see so many dangers of the wild animals and thorny bushes and pits Uh, there's no real road like in a highway. And so, naturally, there's in the same way, in this world of life, in this world, so called the waking world, there's so many problems that lurk, particularly one in one's own self, in the form of vasanas, and that drag him into the various
Ego.
actions in the world and adversities and prosperity. So there's never a time there's complete prosperity or never complete adversity. There's always there is ups and downs in life. You can see even in Lord Ramayana, okay, under Dasharatha, the country was doing so great. And then suddenly, for the next 14 years, it was thrown into sorrow because of Lord Rama had to go to the forest. So, like that, wherever you see in the long term, there might be a short time prosperity, but if you look at the long term, just like if you see the story of India or any country, there will be prosperity, but it will never last forever. And so don't desire for it. Come back and say, oh, I want to come and enjoy this world. Okay. And yes, but there's no guarantee that you will have all the pleasures like you are enjoying right now. So, Veena ji, you want to continue, ma? I don't know if uh, you still don't have the book, I guess. Okay, we'll continue with Vijay. Is here? No. Vishwanathan not here. So we'll go to Anjaneyulu, sir.
Hari Om Raghuji.
Hari Om, sir.
No one knows where the flame goes when it is extinguished. In the same way, I don't know the passage by which the ego departed from me. I am the supreme self and no longer the ego dominated personality. The fires of misery have been extinguished by the shower of wisdom. The mirage of desire has vanished by the surging stream of bliss. Now there is no longer delusion, no longer pain, no longer petty desires or mental cravings. There is no longer heaven or hell for me, and no longer the revolving wheel of birth and death. My mind has become like the autumn sky, free of dark rain clouds of egoistic vision. My mind has become lit up with moon of the self. Adoration to thee, O Atman, adoration to thee again and again. So the when when the ignorance has disappeared, the state of the uh, Jivan Mukta is indicated here. So the purpose of is uh, to become a Jivan Mukta rather than trying to find out the avidya or maya and other. So that is emphasized. So when it goes off, we doesn't know where it has gone, but with the fruit of Jivan Mukta has been elaborated. So I am the salutations to adorations to Atman, thee and again. So again and again, the salutations to Atman is conveyed here by the sage Prahlada here.
Very nice. Very good. So you can see how that various examples are given for us to understand that in that pure state of uh, realized soul, no worldly thoughts or desires are there. They are there in the mind, but he clearly understands that they are all illusory. So just like in the fifth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the person says, Lord Krishna says that in the whole process of smelling, eating, walking, going, and all these activities, he knows, hey, I am free of all those things. All this happen in the body, mind, and the intellect, but I am completely free. So that kind of complete freedom is there for the realized person. So that is the state of a Jivan Mukta. So
Yeah, I have a question. The I might have missed something. When did Prahlad have all these delusions and desires? Because when we read Bhagavatam, he was born with that Narada's Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva type of, that kind of birth he had. And he never had delusions or desires, as we know through Bhagavatam. I might have missed something here. We're reading all Prahalada describing delusions and desires.
there's a very, very, very good question, very perceptible, Sarvesh Garu. Anybody
Yeah,
want to
we are
answer that
discussing
question?
here.
So for Ajnanis like us to know it is given rather than Prala is already he is knowledge and all for common people like us how this is relevant if I am correct,
But
Rajat.
this actually we already discussed in the earlier also this question came, how come Prahlada in this Vasistam is a little bit different than Bhagavad? I think Deguji was mentioning that earlier, right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, this is total Vedanta way they are
Vedanta,
describing
Oh,
here. And Bhagavatam is mostly bhakti. That is another way of explaining there. Even here, some of the sentences, though, I didn't want to bring
no,
it up,
okay.
I just sat there and listening. He switches between that I am Lord Vishnu, and again he says, I'm praying to him, praying to Lord Vishnu. All these things, in between, it goes from one to the other also.
right, right. Yeah,
Bhagavatam is also the same, but it is actually they are presenting the same case in a different, in a story manner. That's all.
No, no, no. Their Vedanta, like I am the Vishnu, that type of thing is not there in
Yeah,
Bhagavatam.
no, yeah, right. That is true.
That's
Like,
what we are discussing now.
the story, if you really go deep into it, the Bhagavatam is also the Vedanta is actually what is that sugar pill? It's a medicine with a sugar pill. That is how Vedanta is to be. Bhagavatam is to be looked at. It's a
right.
story based, but it is also teaching well at the same. And if you really can actually drill down to it.
did I miss a context? Is Sage Vasishta brought this up somewhere to tell to Rama, or is it connected at all, or is it
Oh
just?
yes, oh yeah. This is still the
Yeah,
story.
Sukar.
This is
Story
still the story. Vasishtha Rishi is telling Rama
Yeah.
about how Prahlada attained realization, and so you
Yes.
also, Rama, you contemplate like Prahlada that you are going to attain. We are going to see that in the next few pages.
So yeah, there is a connection. So
That's how all the stories Vasishta starts and
Correct.
tells Rama anyway. Bali Chakravarti, that's what he did.
Right.
Bali's whole
Right.
history, and at the end, what did he say? You become like, get realized like Bali. So
Right.
the same thing it is going to come with Prahlada's history
Right.
also.
Right. Right. So, okay, there is no simple answer, Sarvesh to your question, and only the way that I understand is these are two different stories, and if I can use the example of uh, Tejamanda Swamiji, whenever that we see a or controversy like this, differences from one book to the another, then he says that it is the difference from the kalpas. Okay, because the same thing is supposed to happen in every day of Brahmaji's creation. In one day of Brahma to next day of Brahma. And so in one day of Brahma, it might be like that he was a complete great bhakta. In another one that he contemplated like this, and he became realized as a what do you call gnani. So, but in this one, like you said, there is no place that it is said when was he ignorant? But the only thing that you see here is that we just saw in the beginning that Prahlada contemplated, hey, he destroyed my father, okay, and who can protect me, okay, and there's nobody stronger, more powerful than Vishnu, and so I'm going to just contemplate on Vishnu. And so, and the method apparently he knew the two methods. One is path of bhakti and path of gnanam, and so he decided to practice the gnanam. So he worshipped Bhagavan mentally and physically, and then as a bhakta, and then went on to meditation in the form of ahangraha upasana. So that's the thing. We also all do that. In the morning we sit for meditation and we do the path of gnanam. And then again we go and do the Sandhya Vandan as a sadhaka to get that enlightenment. And then we go and do the puja as a bhakta. Okay. And then we go to work as a karma yogi. And so that's exactly what we are doing. We are following all the things, knowing ultimately that vasanas have to get exhausted. And one day, with the grace of Bhagavan, that I will get realized. And that's what exactly happened in this story to Prahladji.
So maybe he's, he was already a greatest bhakta. So
Right.
Gnana is so easy for him to step into, and both are same. They merge beautifully in Prahlada himself.
Right, correct. You are right. Nuligar, you want to continue, sir?
Hari Om.
Hari Om, sir.
Adoration to thee, O Atman. The crocodiles of cravings have disappeared, and the lake of the mind abounds with bliss. Adorations to thee again and again. Adoration to thee, who are like a lake wherein bliss blooms as lotuses, and wherein the waves of worries have subsided. Thou art my innermost self. Adorations to thee again and again. Thou art the swan sporting in the lake of my heart. Thy wings shine with the light of pure consciousness. Adorations to thee again and again.
Any comment?
Well, it is the same, it's continuing the same description in different ways. Like in the first para, he's talking about the cravings he compares with as a crocodiles, and the mind as the lake. And in the second para, of course, he adores all these things, and here he compares with the lake wherein bliss blooms as lotuses.
Yeah.
And in the third para, he's comparing with like a swan sporting in the lake of my heart.
Yeah.
But isn't this possible that before before his father was killed, he was a bhakta, but then he said, because now my father is dead, I have to depend on Vishnu, and then he became a jnani from there?
Yes, that's true. But see, according to the bhakti path, if somebody can correct me, my understanding is along the bhakti path, Bhagavatam, and actually, if you read the stories of probably Gita can help me, that Prahlada, once you get a realization like in Yoga Vasishta, a person is not born again. It doesn't take any more. But according to the Bhakti path, the Prahlada was reborn again. Okay, right, Gita? You are
Yeah, but because I think so because you know when Prahalada asked Lord Vishnu as Narasimha avatar that he does not want anything and he just wants the bhakti, so he says you have to rule this country and make the people devotees. So that he doesn't give the moksha for him at that time.
yeah. No, but isn't he the one who is reborn as Raghavendra Swami?
Yeah, no, Raghavendra, Prahalada.
I don't know, but Prahlada, if I remember, I can go back and read that. Prahlada, he doesn't say anything about mukti at that time, but he says, once you finish all that, you will come to me. That's what he says.
Yeah.
God says.
Prahalada was born as Vyasatirtha.
Vyasitirtha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I will read it. I have the book.
Okay.
I will read it.
Yeah. So like that. So there are different stories, but here we have to just go for the gnanam and not compare with the other bhakti scriptures. That's how I understand it. Take the story for our own sadhana. Okay. Dinesh ji, you want to continue, sir?
Ever effulgent, dispeller of the darkness of the heart, all-pervading, thou art like the sun which, though invisible, enlightens the mind and senses. Adorations to thee again and again. Thou art flame without oil, the awakener of supreme love, the giver of liberation. To thee who art the mystic lamp that burns in my heart, I offer my repeated adorations. Just as red-hot iron is beaten and moulded into a desired shape, in the same manner I have beaten the mind that was trained by worldly desires with the hammer of spiritual inquiry and have thus controlled and destroyed it. So basically, if you look at it, the last paragraph I just read, that's the conclusion where there are a lot of up and down when we are on the path of bhakti. We are tested again and again. And the key is to stay on the path, and eventually the results will come through where we are able to be
Yeah.
get a realization.
Yeah.
Hariom.
Yeah. Never stop. Keep
Raghuji, I want to tell you something. Okay. I just remembered. There was this Shankakarna who was helping Brahmaji with the puja of Vishnu. At that time, that Shankakarna does, like he forgets to put enough flowers. So Brahmaji curses him to be born as a demon. So Shankakarna was born as Prahalada. Okay, and in the another life he's Vyasatirtha and then Raghavendra Swami.
I see. Okay. So
Sorry,
yeah,
I remember the story properly now.
yeah, right. So like that, there are so many stories. So okay, and Karpagam, you want to continue, Amma?
Ariyo.
Hariom.
By faith did I remove faithlessness. By renunciation did I overcome craving. And by inquiry did I rid myself of ignorance. Having dispelled the doubts of the mind, and having torn the veil of ignorance, I have realized thee, O my innermost self. The self is as real to me now as the body was to me during the state of ignorance. My mind has become quiescent like a fire that has consumed all its fuel. Having crossed the ocean of the world process, having released myself of the fetters of desire and delusions, and having freed myself of all miseries, I have now become the surging ocean of bliss. Adoration to me who am the self.
Yeah. Want to comment, Amma?
He's telling himself he's realized how he became realized.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can see right in the previous page, he was still in duality, Bhagavan and me. But here, I like that first paragraph. So, with faith, I removed my faithlessness. By renunciation, did I overcome all the cravings? So the Shama, Dama, Uparama are so important in our life. And by constant inquiry, I rid myself of my ignorance. So that's what we are all doing. So all the three we have to continue to practice. Continue to have faith in what in the path we are following and the scriptures, and keep practicing our Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, and all that, and continue our Gnana Sadhana. And then you will get the realization, I am that ocean of bliss. I am that pure consciousness. Satchit Ananda Swarupa Ahamasmi. Beautiful. Manoma, you want to continue the next chapter, please?
Section 36. Prahlad adores the Supreme Beloved. Prahlad said, O beloved self, by great fortune you have appeared in the firmament of my recollection. You who are like the moon in the cloudless sky, unto you my adorations. As long as you are not encountered, you assume the form of death, destroying those who are opposed to devotion. But when you are adored and encountered, you fulfill all the desires of your devotees. I have beheld you as the essence of my very being. You have become eternally my very own self. How can you ever leave me now? You are everywhere. Where can you hide from me? It was ignorance that had separated you from me and had created an illusory distance between you and me. But with the removal of ignorance, the distance has disappeared, and now you are I and I am you. He pretty much is continuing about the self and talking about it, how he realized the self, and once he encountered the self, there is no way anything is going to separate him, and the self. Once you encountered the self and adored the self, you will be fulfilled all the desires of your devotees. And also, the last one, he is talking about all the illusory distance between him and the self is gone once the ignorance is gone.
Yeah. Yeah. So still, uh, correct me if I'm wrong, he's still in the state of Savikalpa Samadhi. In that the duality appears to be there. I am meditating, okay, but at the same time that he has realized his oneness. Then we will see gradually he is going to go to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So, Maya, you want to continue, Amma?
Adore you in the form of Lord Vishnu, holding lotus, conch, mace, and
Which page are you reading, Amma?
93?
Page 93.
Yeah.
You are the ocean while I am the wave.
The adore you in the form, the fourth paragraph. Three of them Manu did read, and I'm reading the fourth paragraph.
Okay, go ahead, Amma.
Okay. I adore you in the form of Lord Vishnu, holding lotus, conch, mace, and discus in your four hands. I adore you in the form of Lord Shiva, who are adorned with the crescent moon upon your forehead. I adore you in the form of Indra, the king of the celestial being. I adore you in the form of Brahma, the creator of the universe. You are the ocean, while I am the wave. But even this difference is from the point of view of name only in reality. I am you, and you are I. It is you who have manifested in this creation. It is you who existed in the past, and it is you who exist in the present, and it is you who will continue to exist for eternity. So here he is same way, he's going back and forth. I mean, first paragraph he's in bhakti, he's separating him from him. Then second one he just says, even you are the ocean, I'm the wave, but I am you and you are I.
Yeah.
So even though he's praying him, but he realized that he is him.
Right. Yeah. So he's as though telling us that all the manifestations that we worship, they are all that one supreme being alone. Whether you worship as the Puranic gods like Indra, Vayu, Agni, or whether you worship as Lord as Shiva or Vishnu, everything is you alone. Beautiful. Thank you, Amma. And Rakesh ji, want to continue, sir?
Yes. Though essentially I have been nothing but you, yet I have wandered through the word process due to ignorance. Now, having discovered you in the cave of my heart, all my wanderings have ceased. The purpose of self effort has now been accomplished. There is nothing more to be attained. O God of gods, today I have found you. Today I have discovered you in the form of my very self. Now I have crossed the ocean of delusion. My adorations to you again and again. O beloved self, how can there be any distance between you and me? Your light illumines every thought of my mind. You permeate all the perceptions of the senses. You indwell all objects of the world. You are the fragrance in flowers, softness of touch in objects that are soft, and sweetness in the objects of sweet taste, and the beauty of from behind all that is beautiful.
Yeah.
He's trying to, same thing, trying to tell like you are, because he's already realized now, he knows himself. So he's trying to tell like I know you, I accomplished you, and I have nothing to attain anymore. I got what I need to get, and I have discovered you, and I have crossed the delusion of the ocean of delusion. And he's saying my adorations to you again and again. And the last third para is talking about how he's everywhere. He's telling you are the fragrance in the flowers, softness and touch, the sweetness in the sweet objects, and the beauty behind all that's beautiful. So he's trying to see him in self everywhere. There's nothing else except self.
Yeah.
Hari Om.
Yeah. You can worship the same Bhagavan as separate from you or as Bhagavan manifesting in so many ways in the universe or as your own self or your own self manifesting as so many things in the world, so universe. So whatever the way you worship, understand the oneness. The ultimate oneness is the most important thing. So, Ratnama, you want to continue, please?
Okay, Rio. Having experienced the bliss of communing with you, all the pleasure of the world have become essenceless. You who have been sung by the Vedas and other scriptures now have become my very son. How can I ever forget you? Becoming the sun, you illumine the earth. Becoming the moon, You shed cooling light during the moonlit nights. Becoming the mountains, you stand immutably on this world. You are the sustainer of all the elements as well as of all living beings. You are my innermost self. Adoration to you. You are pure consciousness, wherein the taints of ego have been removed. Adoration to you. Here, Prahlada is accepting and thinking that the Lord is the one that everything because of him, this whole world is exists because of him. And then just like the moon, the sun, the mountains, and everything it is, he alone is. Hallelujah.
Yeah. So it's so beautiful. Once you realize the Atman in your own self, then you see the same Atman everywhere. In the mountains, in the sky, in the sun, in the moon, even in a poor man begging, okay, wife, father, mother, everything you see, the same Brahman. Then naturally the difference will go away. So then you treat everybody as you. So no likes and dislikes. Sarvesh ji, want to continue, sir?
Yes, prompted by you, the mind performs its functions of thinking and imagining. Prompted by you, the senses move towards their respective objects. You are the prompter of the pranic functions. You are the mover of the machinery of the body that consists of flesh, bones, fat, skin, and blood. Though devoid of the ego sense, you are the destroyer of the wicked, the dark forces, and the protector of the good, the bright forces. It is by your might that the world with its numerous activities is sustained. O my soul, you have discovered your essential nature. Now give up pride, anger, hate, and crookedness. You have become the self. How can you ever fall under the sway of gunas? So here, after describing and giving the adorations, he's describing how the mind performs its functions because of the pranic functions. That is the life itself. The life force is nothing but you, it says. And the body consists of all the flesh, blood, etc. because of that machinery done by you. Though you are the destroyer of the wicked, he says in the second. And the last one, he says, he says that the soul has discovered the essential nature of itself, conquering all the anger, hate, crookedness, etc. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, all that things, and the gunas. They fall under the gunas, the three gunas of human life.
Right. Yeah. So just like from the beginning, he's swinging from the duality to the unity. And he says you, and then he's talking to the mind and say, hey, now you have discovered your essential nature, give up the kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Okay. And so then what happens? Once it happens, once the mind has attain to the state of knowledge, I am Brahmasmi, there's no question of fall. So, okay, Sudhir ji, want to continue, sir?
Remember again and again the humiliated state that you brought upon yourself through ignorance. Now, having inquired into the nature of your essential self, having taken recourse to the quest of who am I, may you laugh at the ways of the world, for they cannot overcome you anymore. Those evil days have passed wherein you have been tortured by worries and anxieties. You abide in the body even as an emperor whose desires are ever fulfilled. Now you cannot be grasped by the miseries of the world, just as the sky cannot be grasped by one's fingers. You have vanquished the elephant of mind. You have overpowered the wicked horse in the form of the senses. You have defeated the enemies in the form of sense objects. Now you have become the supreme emperor over all. Yeah, this is actually, I mean, maybe the store. I mean, this here Prakla. I don't know whether this is actually he himself talking to himself or because uh, he is actually. No, this is actually kind of little confusion for me, Raghuji. But the idea is actually he is actually talking about all of us. We are actually humiliated by the the ignorance of the world, and this. But our quest of who am I? Once you realize it, are we going to laugh at the world of the fallacy of the world? That is
Right.
the first one, first paragraph, and whether we will be able to overcome it or like that. That's one contemplation. Then the second one is actually after all those because during the ignorant days, and now as you received, as you realized it, you know are we getting passed over that anxieties and worries, and you are then you can actually become the the miseries of the world. You cannot really you cannot get control of it. Sorry, I just missed it. So what he is actually saying that as you are actually become realized, you actually have got overpowering the sense of your sense objects, and you will be able to what is that called, come out of the worries of this
Right.
world, and you will be able to have power over the over the world. That's what,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you are become the supreme emperor of all.
Yeah.
One comment on the previous thing I was saying that we are actually in Vishnu Sahasranama, we actually say thousands of thousand name of Vishnu. Similar way here in the Vedanta way, Prahlada is actually praying, and all the qualities of the Brahman is actually
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
because we say
Yeah.
that that is in the Bhakti Marga. Here it is in the Jnana Marga. Prahlada is actually praising Bhagavan in different ways.
Right. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. So you can see now when we look back and see what all the mistakes that we have done in our past, in our past in this life, and we criticize ourselves, we feel sorry and all that. But once you become realized, then you say, because of ignorance, I did all those things, and you just laugh at yourself. Okay. And but now once you have gone through it, then everything is like a drama. Okay. So and so all those evil days are gone, and that everything was just a because of ignorance. But I have always been that Brahman, which is free of miseries. And that way, the mind is not overpowering us anymore. Uh, the Brahman is in control. The mind is as though destroyed. That means it has become like a servant. And all the senses have become servants. So all the sense objects are nothing but just they just a name in name and form, but they do not have any create likes or dislikes in me. So Uma Shankar, you want to continue, Amma?
It's like Gurudev says, Andar Rama, Bahar Drama.
Right, right. Yeah, beautiful. Very nice.
O Lord, you lie dormant in the ignorant, and when slightly awakened, you become the basis of worldly enjoyments. It is you who drink the honey of pleasure gathered by the bees of the senses. You are the fragrance in the flower of the body. You are the nectar that abates in the orb of the body, just as sap permeates the trunk, branches, and leaves of a tree. In the same manner, you permeate the body. Without you, O beloved self, the world becomes essenceless. Deprived of your light, the universe enters into darkness. Nothing can exist without you. Nothing can be perceived without you.
Yeah. Want to comment?
Yeah. Without your I can't find that word.
Yeah. So,
మీరే చెప్పండి.
so just like the sun, without the sun, the earth would not even exist. All the energy that is present in earth in the form of plants, trees, charcoal, coal, all that is because of the sun alone. And even our daily life is because of the sun. Same way, if you look at it, that is because of that Brahman, the pure consciousness, that this BMI is functioning. And even the sun, that's why they say the sun shines, the moon shines because of that sun. The ultimate is that Brahman alone. And so, anything that you see, perceive through your five senses, you attribute it to Bhagavan. You are the fragrance in the flower. You are the nectar abides in the orb of the body. You are the sap that permeates the trunk of the branches of the tree. Like that, you are everything. Without you, there's no life in the world. So, at the same time, it is completely free of any action, any doing. Okay, and we'll go back to Anjaneyulu, sir. You want to finish the chapter? Anjaneyulu gone? He's there, but he's. Did you disappear, Anjaneyulu? Okay, Dr. Nuligar, you want to finish?
Hari Om.
Hari Om, sir.
When you shine in the functions of pure intellect, the darkness of ignorance is dispelled. Just as the shining sun removes frost and mist, in the same manner, your rising wisdom removes afflictions and miseries. If the world were not sustained by you, all human realities would become as ridiculous as a wreath of lightning flashes. But sustained by you, the objects appear to be of value and significance to the soul. You who fill the entire universe, adorations to you, O beloved self, the embodiment of peace, adorations to you. You are beyond the mind and senses. Adorations to you, glory to you, victory to you. I have bloomed into the fullness of the self. I have attained nirvana. I have vanquished the ignorance and its effects. I have become the innermost self. Adorations unto me who am Brahman, the Absolute, the adorations unto me, who am ever free from birth, death, and all miseries of the world, and who am ever immersed in supreme bliss. Well, in the, he's talking about, in the first para, again, he's talking about the pure intellect and the darkness of ignorance is dispelled by you. And in the, just like the sun who removes the frost and the mist. And in the second para, he is talking about, the whole world is sustained by the Atma, and all, human realities would become the ridiculous if the Atma was not there. But sustained by you, the objects appear to be of value. And again, in the third para, he's comparing again with the, he is talking about that he obtained the nirvana and he is fulfilled, and he is adoring the Brahman, the Absolute.
Yeah. So it's amazing how from sloka to sloka, sloka to sloka, that he is going to and forth as you and I, as Jiva, that, oh, I have attained that state. Oh, Jiva, you have attained that state. And then say, oh, I have attained that state. Like that. And so you can see that in the last stages, duality remains, but you have reached that final state of realization. And once you have reached that state, that you see that all pervasiveness or the infinite nature of that pure consciousness, pure bliss, and rest of it is just various names and form. And so naturally, when you reach the goal, he says, victory to you, victory to you. Go, Jiva, you have achieved the goal, you have achieved the goal. And then naturally, then adorations to me, just like always remember the story of how Ramakrishna Paramahansa, when he became identified with the Kali Devi, and people used to find him doing arati to himself. He found that oneness in between the Devi and him, like that. And so, once you have reached that goal, that actually, in case if we see a person who is in that state, you might think that hey, he's a crazy guy. So, but why? He is not conscious of the outside world. He is completely intoxicated in that pure state of bliss. So, but only he knows. Only the person who has realized knows he is realized or not. So, ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
Everybody.
Wonderful day. It was a
Hari
wonderful
Om,
day.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, Raghu.
So, Rakesh ji, would you do the summary?
I will, Dr. Raghu.
Okay.
From 86 to 96.
Yeah. Okay.
Hari Om, sir.
86 to 96.
Page number 86 to 96.
Oh,
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
page as well. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hari Om.
Hari
Hari
Om,
Hari
Hari Om.
Om.
Hari 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 Om, Raghuji.
Hari Om, everybody.
Namaskaram. Hari Om.